Good?
Yeah.
Ready? All right, we're live. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome back to the Content Swap Podcast. Welcome back to the Content Swap Podcast. All right, welcome back to the Content Swap Podcast. You are joined by Parker.
And Aaliyah.
yeah, we got it. Well, yes, it's us again. Back from another 2-week hiatus once again. I feel like
this should be our last one for a while.
For a while, yeah.
Until like Thanksgiving, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Unless something weird comes. Oh, no, never mind. I was gonna say maybe when my parents visit, but
yeah, I'm going to a research conference maybe for that.
Oh,
that'll be at the end of October. So
we should have my parents on the podcast.
That would be interesting.
Fun.
Yeah. I mean, in terms of life updates, my best friend Dante is going to come visit us next week, and I just texted him asking, hey, do you want to be like a guest on the podcast next week? And he said yeah. So that's happening. We're having our first guest appearance
from best friend Dante.
Yes, he actually is a financier of this podcast, so
we need to credit him in our so every episode be like, this podcast is supported by Dante. Best friend Dante.
Yeah, no, other podcasts that I listen to that have like a
Patreon.
A Patreon. Yeah, at the end they'll shout out all their Patreon users that are like within a certain tier.
I know.
So for us, it would just be like, we would like to thank Dante. And that's it.
And your dad, like support?
He isn't actually. We're just like revealing all of our sponsors, all the people that donate to us.
He was a supporter.
My dad was a supporter.
And
he had to change his credit card, so he stopped supporting, and I think he forgot, and he has not given since.
But that's okay. He was a supporter, and he deserves a shout out.
Yeah. So yes, if he does hear this now. Just know that we're not expecting you to pay anything. Literally, we're very thankful for those two throwing any money our way. I didn't even know this
information.
Yeah.
And you're like, Dante supports. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Any money we get goes back into the podcast, advertising, equipment, whatever.
Yeah, you handle all that.
Yeah, I handle all of that. Most of it's just kind of sitting in our account and pull it out when we need it.
Yeah, we've done some like Instagram
equipment or whatever. Yeah, Instagram ad
like
stuff. Yeah,
whatead that is.
Yeah,
pushing it to the forefront.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, YouTube might be the way to go. On the ad thing. I think I could. Yeah. Anyway, what are we doing? What? We're drinking
we have wine.
Yeah.
We're like, we got drinks.
We got wine.
Which
this
might
time.
explain the chaoticness of this. So for this episode, because it's been a crazy 2 weeks, we've been extremely busy.
Yes.
Neither one of us. Neither one of us has really taken notes on anything or found facts. So last episode we didn't take notes, but I thought it was still a great discussion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No,
we still came with facts.
I mean, I always have notes.
You have
I
notes
got notes on the tourist right in front of me right now.
But is it like notes that's just like what happened so you remember?
A little bit, yeah.
But regardless, what I'm saying is
exactly
we don't have facts, because I feel like what really engages the conversation is our facts. We don't have facts, so we're really just going to wing this. It might be a bit of a shorter episode. Maybe towards the end we just talk about fun things that we've been watching.
Yeah, who knows?
We're just kind of, today is a very chill, relaxed.
Just getting back in the swing of things.
Yeah, we're just
hitting the reset button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, and like I'm in sweats, and I don't know if you can see my slippers, but I've got
no one can see your slippers, babe.
Well, I'm in like a cozy outfit right now. It's been a long day. I went kickboxing this morning. Oh, really? I didn't even.
You haven't looked out the window?
So I missed the rain, I guess. I was out in the morning. I went kickboxing, and then I went rock climbing, and then I got coffee and a sandwich with my buddy. So
how did you miss the rain? It's literally been raining all day.
Yeah, no, it wasn't raining while I was out. So, yeah.
You gotta look out the window more often.
Okay. Well, I've been home since, and so I'm in a cozy outfit.
Yeah.
Been playing some video games.
Yeah.
It's been a good Saturday.
Yeah.
So that's my life update. You had a birthday last week, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm old now.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
How old are you?
50. I'm kidding. I'm 26. I was like, wow, how old am I? I'm 26 now. An old woman.
Well, right on. So, yeah, what are we here to discuss today? I believe it's my pick first today for you to discuss.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. I was literally sitting here thinking, like, he said it was your pick. What does that mean?
Sorry, it's my, wait. Yeah, I was confused. It's my pick for you to discuss.
Yes. What you assigned me.
You start.
Yes. Okay.
All right. Let's do it.
I don't even know the title of this show. You assigned me something Saiki K.
The Disastrous Life of Saiki K, otherwise just known as Saiki K. If you just say that to anybody, like, oh, hey, you watch Saiki K?
Yeah. Okay. So I was assigned Saiki K. And pretty much this show is about a boy who has like psychic powers, which includes like telekinesis, telepathy, all the psychic abilities. Anything that's psychic related, he can do it. He can teleport. He can like become invisible. Right. Yes. So it literally just follows this boy and him trying to conceal his psychic powers as he attends school, which he pretty much does a terrible job at, but yeah.
What, a terrible job at concealing his powers?
Yeah. He's always using them.
That's true.
And yeah, it's just kind of like, the episodes are very kind of like chaotic. Like they're all about different things, and it's there doesn't seem to be like a very linear, story plot or words. There doesn't seem to be a very linear like plot. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of like, here's an episode of what goes on at this moment. So that's kind of my description of it.
Yeah, I mean it's an anime. I don't know if you said that.
Yeah.
I mean you'll be able to tell from the picture if you're looking at our thumbnail.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an anime. I would describe it as a gag anime. Like it's purely comedic. Most anime are like you have a protagonist and you have the bad guy and there's a story. Or this is a little bit more slice of life, but I would genuinely just call this a gag anime, in that there's no point. Like there's no overarching story. It's just like each episode is 4 little short gags. And it's purely just meant to be funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So with that being said, I absolutely loved this show.
You absolutely love it?
I absolutely loved it.
Ooh.
I plan to continue to watch it because it was nice to watch something that was just for like the fun. And it was funny. Like I genuinely laughed at a lot of it. And yeah, I don't know. I just enjoyed it. It's the main character I really love because he like does these silly things, but he's such a like stoic character.
Yeah, very like zero affect.
Yeah, like he's so like, I don't even know how to describe it. He's just so like, flat affect, very stoic, very like, I have really great powers and like I have to be careful. Yeah, like that's just how he is.
Super matter of fact.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever noticed this, but he never talks to anyone.
Yeah, it's like, all like internal dialogue.
Yeah, he's constantly narrating.
Yeah.
But he's never talking to anyone. Yeah. And he literally never opens his mouth.
Wow. Like, I didn't notice that.
Ever.
I thought he would have said he hadn't said anything to any character?
No.
Okay.
He's literally like, it's like he's walking around and it's the characters around him are just like reacting to him or like thinking something because he didn't say something, so they're just talking. It's like they're interacting around him.
Interesting.
And he's there.
I didn't even notice that because like it seems like
commentating the whole time.
It seems like the characters are like engaging one another. I didn't notice that he wasn't actually speaking. I mean, I knew that he had like an internal dialogue, but I thought like
he's never
he said a word or something.
He's never
that makes it even funnier.
Yeah. Like he the only time you see his mouth open is if somebody is imagining like, oh, when I do this, Saiki's gonna respond this way, and in their like imagined version of what's gonna happen, he's like, oh no, and it's like he never actually ever talks. So.
That's so funny. I love that. So I want to kind of dive into these characters because I love every single one of them.
They are the show.
They are hilarious. So the first one and I might need help with the names because I don't know what the names are.
I don't know if I remember all of the names.
Okay, we'll try.
Okay.
So the first character I want to talk about is this like bigger dude. Like he seems older than everyone. Do you know his name?
Nendo.
Yes, Nendo. And they bully the heck out of this dude.
Yeah.
And he's so sweet.
Yeah.
He's the sweetest person ever. And he just like thinks that like Saiki K is his friend. Is that his name? Saiki K?
He's Saiki.
Saiki.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which, by the way, Saiki K is
like
psychic.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
No, I got that.
I'm glad
dumb.
you got that. Yeah, okay. Just checking.
I am a PhD student.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. No, I got that. But yeah, so Saiki like is always trying to avoid him, and it's
there's a reason for that.
Why?
Because Saiki can read like anybody's mind.
Oh, right,
like
yeah,
he can predict literally anything that's going to happen. But for some reason, Nendo, either for whatever reason, whether he's just like empty-headed,
or like
airhead, like so Saiki can never predict what Nendo is doing.
Yeah,
and he can't like track him. Like he doesn't know where he is at any given moment.
Yeah.
So he's like. Nendo for him is like the X Factor foil character.
Yeah.
And like nobody likes Nendo, but Nendo really likes Saiki. And he just wants
to be friends.
Yeah. He's like, "Where's my pal?"
Yeah. He's like, "Let's go get like ramen or like whatever."
Yeah.
And it's really funny. And yeah, he's just so adorable.
I would say that Nendo is probably the funniest character to me. Like I crack up every time I think about his character because he's just he's so wholesome and sweet and nice. But he's like this big dude with like a very threatening look.
Yeah. I'd say so. He's not the funniest. To me, the funniest character is the character who believes in the dark reunion.
Okay, that's my favorite character. So
It's so funny.
That's Kaido.
Okay, so there's a character named Kaido, and he believes that like he has superpowers even though he doesn't. And sometimes Saiki will like help him out, and it makes it look like he has superpowers, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, I actually have superpowers." But he believes in this like organization called Dark Reunion, and he thinks they're like out to get him or like to ruin the world or whatever.
Yeah, it's like all part of his fantasy.
And anytime he mentions Dark Reunion, there's a song that plays. It's so funny.
Like when he's gonna do something brave, and it's like Judgment Night.
It's so funny. And there was like an episode where was it Saiki? He had written like on the walls like Dark Reunion or something to make it look like the Dark Reunion had done something.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh my gosh, the Dark Reunion, they were here." And the song plays, and it's so funny. It cracks me up. I'm like, he's hilarious.
Yeah. And it's funny because he's such a coward on the inside too.
Yeah.
So he's just like playing up this whole fantasy, trying to act all cool. But then when he's like actually trying to do anything, he just like wussies out of it.
He's so funny. I love his character. So that's another character. An additional character is this girl. Do you know the girl's name?
Teruhashi.
Teruhashi?
Teruhashi.
Yeah. All right, Teruhashi. And she's like a very unlikable character, but at the same time, I still enjoy watching her and like hearing her thoughts. She basically, she basically like thinks every guy loves her, which I mean, granted, they do for the most part.
Yeah.
She's like, every guy's in love with me, and Saiki's also in love with me, and he like
he does not care for her one
ignores
bit.
her.
She is a nuisance to him.
Yeah, and she's just like, her whole mission is to like try to get him
his
to
attention.
get his attention. But she like makes up excuses as for why he's ignoring her.
Yeah. She's like, oh, he must be so flabbergasted. He can't take in the sight of me. It's too much for him.
Yeah.
I need to continue trying to get his attention. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really funny. So despite her being very unlikable, I like to watch her because it's just funny. Yeah.
She has this like golden aura that pops up. Like,
I didn't even notice that.
Like sometimes it's super funny. Like you can spot her in a crowd sometimes. Like if all the school students are together, you can spot her in a crowd because she's the one character with a golden aura around her.
The details. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Those are really the three like most memorable. There's another guy character that he's just like very much like a go-getter. He's like your typical, I feel like, anime boy.
Oh yeah. He's like the class representative.
Yeah, and like anything they do.
What's his name? It's like something.
I don't know, but anything they do, like they like have like a sports day, and he's like the coach, and he's like yes! We gotta win. He's like, if we don't win, we gotta shave our heads. Like, and so. Yeah, his character's there. His character's probably like, I'd say he's probably my least favorite, just because I don't think he's like that funny.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of forgot that he existed.
Yeah.
It's really like Saiki, Nendo, Kaido, and Teruhashi. I'd say those that's like
those
the
are
core.
the main ones. Yeah, but yeah, again, I really loved this. I thought it was hilarious. It's a great way to like end the night.
Yeah.
Like I've really enjoyed. So I don't even think, because you don't even realize how many episodes that I've watched, but like.
Yeah, I only watched like 3 different episodes.
Yeah, I've been like watching it like every night pretty much. When you're out here playing video games, I've been back there watching it before bed.
Wow.
So
that's nice to hear.
Yeah, that says a lot about how I feel about it, because I don't typically continue things if I don't have to.
Yeah.
So it's just a really great like lighthearted, funny show.
It's like it's just meant to make you laugh, like nothing else. You don't have to be like glued to it, but I mean you do have to like, read the subtitles because it's in Japanese, but like you're not like it's not that deep. It's not like an emotional investment like My Hero, where it's like you gotta be paying attention and like really emotionally invested in like the character's development and what's gonna happen and things like that. I think part of what makes the humor work so much is that it's like super self-aware of the fact like that it's an anime and it like knows all the tropes in anime and then just like flips them on their head and just like pokes fun at it. And that's because like there always is like any anime that's set during like I don't know, modern times and takes place like in a high school or something, there's always that like Teruhashi character. Like in Haikyuu, there's that girl, I forgot her name, but you know which character I'm talking about? The blonde one? No, she's got like bluish black. She's got glasses. They're like their manager? No. The manager, but not the new manager. They're like original manager. There's like those 2 guys that are like obsessed with her. Yeah. So there's always that character. But she's not like, what's the character's name? Teruhashi. Well, my point. She's not like her. She's not exactly. But my point is that there's always like that character where all the guys are obsessed. All the guys like, or like some guys are obsessed with them. Like in One Piece, that would be like Nami or something. Like Sanji's always obsessed with Nami. And then in Haikyuu, it's like it's like Nishinoya and Takeda. Yeah. Same character. They're obsessed with like the manager or whatever. Yeah. So there's always like that character, and like characters from other teams too are like obsessed with her. Yeah. So in Saiki K, it's like it's just like taking that trope and just exaggerating the heck out of it, and I like to. Was it like the first episode where? I forget what was happening. It was like a poster or something, and you said it was the creator's face. Like, oh yeah, and it was really funny. At the beginning, when Saiki's explaining his powers and like what it was like growing up, it's like when he was 3 years old, he like, or even like 1 year old, he like drew something in his parents. Because his parents are characters we haven't talked about yet. They're like they're wild. They're wild. Yeah. They're toxic. Yeah, they're toxic to each other, but they like love each other so much. Yeah. And they're always just like wanting to. I mean, they are very loving towards Saiki, but yeah. Well, the dad like uses Saiki. Yeah, that's true. The dad, I don't know what the dad's job is other than like. Does he have a job? I think he like licks his boss's shoes. Like that's what he. I think that's like. Like I think people say that as like a term of like, oh, I gotta go like lick my boss's shoes, but I think that's what he like literally does.
Silly.
But no, yeah. So Saiki is showing like when you're getting like a flashback of when he was growing up and what that was like, and it's like, oh, when I was super young, I was like super good at art or whatever, and he like drew a picture, and it's like I think it's like the creator of the whole show's like face.
It's like a picture of him.
It's like a real life guy, and they're like, wow, so talented.
It's just so funny. And it's so funny, like, hearing Saiki explain his powers, because he does so, like, throughout the episodes. And, like, he'll talk about, he's like, yeah, I can control the world. I made everyone's hair a different color so that I didn't stand out because I was born with pink hair. Or, like, he just, like, says these things so, like, nonchalant. And it's just really funny.
And it's, like, his way of, it's almost like the show explaining away, like, this is why in anime we can have people with green hair and blue hair and pink hair and just like not question it. It's like it's because it's Saiki.
Yeah, the show's super fun.
Yeah,
I really, really, like I said, I really enjoy it. I've said that like 3 times now, but
yeah, like at a glance, like when you look at it, you're like, what the heck is this? Because there's like, you know, I like to watch anime, but there is a whole just group of a lot of anime that you look at it and you're just like even me as an anime fan, I'm like, I am not gonna watch that, because it's just like not my cup of tea. And so looking at this one, you would think that it is like, but then you watch it and it's like, oh, this is hilarious.
Yeah. I agree. Because I mean, it's on Netflix, and like the cover, it's like Saiki, and he has this like bright pink hair, these little like alien antler things.
Yeah. Which are like supposed to be controlling his powers.
Yeah. And it's like, what?
It's like, yeah, like, I'm not going to watch that. But then you watch it and it's like
really funny.
It's great.
Yeah. Great pick.
Thank you.
I love that, like, at the end of last episode, I was like, oh, I don't want to do it. And then now I'm like, I'm so glad I watched this.
Yeah. That's very validating, because I wasn't sure if you were going to vibe with it or not. It's, again, you know, you look at it and it's either like you think it's hilarious or you're like, what am I watching? So I'm very glad that you thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Check it out. If you like anime, you'll probably think it's very funny if you haven't seen it already. If you don't watch anime, you probably won't get it. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
All right.
Sorry, I'm getting like a bunch of messages.
You're good. Anything else?
No.
Okay.
I think that covers it.
I think, yeah. Nothing else I wanted to say. All right, cool. Well, I watched The Tourist. Which I just knew as the Angelina Jolie Johnny Depp movie that was made like 10 years ago. It was made in 2010. So The Tourist is a movie that takes place in Europe. How do I explain this movie? It starts with Angelina Jolie, and I think she's in Paris or France or something. Yeah,
she starts off in Paris.
She's being followed by people, like British government officials. And it's very obvious that they're following her.
They suck at being undercover.
They very much suck at being undercover. And it's the beginning of the movie is trying to portray it as if like she doesn't know that she's being followed, but it's like, I mean, we do know that we later find out that, oh yeah, she knows that she's being followed. Well, I'll get to all that. But yeah, we are supposed to think like, oh, she doesn't know that she's being followed, but she's so obviously being followed, because it's like these dudes just in plain sight. They're like
literally sitting at the table next to her, like,
yeah. For those listening on audio only,
we're making
faces like of people peering around corners and stuff.
Yes.
All right. Well, okay. So it feels like so long ago since we watched it. She is being followed because she's affiliated with this man, Alexander Pierce, who has like embezzled money or like he's stolen $700 million of money.
Yeah.
of money. Of like, yeah, from places.
Yes.
Yes. Like, I don't know. I can't quite remember. They explain it, but basically he owes.
He stole money from a gangster.
He did steal. Yeah, he did steal money from a gangster,
money from
but he also stole. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, he's stolen money.
Yeah.
So it's like, ooh, Alexander Pierce. Like, we're trying to catch him, and we know that she's affiliated with him, so we're gonna follow her. And so she's like, chilling, and she gets a note, I believe, and it's from Alexander Pierce, and it's like, oh, they're on to us. Like, get on the train at this time from here to here, and pick somebody on the train, and make the people following you think that it's me. And so she's like, got it. Gets on the train, is walking around like, who am I gonna pick? Has literally. The world is her oyster. So many people that she could possibly pick. And I'm emphasizing this for a reason that I'll get back to later on. The world is her oyster. And she sees Johnny Depp, and she's like, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to pick this guy. And she sits with him. They're like flirting. He's like, oh, I'm a math teacher from Wisconsin, and my wife left me. That's my Johnny Depp impression. And and she's like, well, she's
a British accent.
Oh yeah, that's right. Angelina Jolie has a British accent the whole time. Her name's Elise. His name is Frank. Frank. Yeah, so his name's Frank. So yeah, I mean they just go. I don't know. They're like having dinner. I don't want to go through the whole movie. But basically, like, people follow them. They get off in Venice, and the intelligence agency that's following them, they, like, run a scan on him, and they figure out, like, oh, he's this guy from Wisconsin. That's literally not Alexander Pierce. So, like, we have the wrong guy.
Wait, before you... I think you need to explain Paul Bettany's character.
Well, okay, Paul Bettany is the head of the
he's like running the whole operation
team. Yeah. Yes, he's running the whole $8 million sting operation.
Yeah, but it's really important because he's like on the verge of losing his job because he hasn't. It's been years. He hasn't caught Alexander Pierce, but he's causing a lot of trouble, and they're using a lot of resources and money to run these operations, and so. He's like on the verge of losing his job, but he's like so determined. He's like, I have to find him because this has been like my life's work. So
yes, and his boss is played by Timothy Dalton, who played James Bond 2 times. Thought that was interesting to point out. But okay, so yeah, where was I?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Basically, they land in Venice.
The agency people are like waiting at the train destination because they're like, we're gonna get him, but then they're like, nope, pull out. That's not the guy. So they're like, all right, we'll pull out. But some doofus leaves Johnny Depp's photo up on his computer, and this intelligence agency is just leaving photos up, and everybody can see everybody's computer screens.
Yeah, I'm like, why don't they have their own offices? Why are they working in a collab space?
Literally.
And if there's like secret information that they're looking at.
So they all gotta. I guess it helps them communicate with each other, all in the same team, right? Well, no, there's this guy who is part of the, basically dirty agent guy sees it, and he's like, oh, so that's Alexander Pierce, huh? And the guy who had it up on his screen, he's like, that's confidential. Okay, yeah, no, if it is confidential, then why?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm like, again, why are they working in an open space?
Doofus. Yeah. So that guy who sees it is like, oh, let me call up this gangster who Alexander Pierce owes all this money to. And he's like, oh, Alexander Pierce is in Venice. Like, this is what he looks like. And it's like, now this European gangster who has Russian henchmen, they make a point of pointing this out, that like Angelina Jolie is like, he looks Russian, but he just surrounds himself with Russian people.
What? I don't remember.
And the
this.
guy himself is British. Which is like, is it because the actor was British and he didn't want to have to switch his accent? Who knows? It's weird, and I don't know why that's even written into the movie, but whatever. Yeah. So Where were we? So they're together, and it's like, okay, the agency's not after him, but now we know as viewers that this gangster is after him, and so there's just like love, in the air between them, or at least in Johnny Depp's purview. He's like, oh, will we, won't we? I don't know.
There's some tension.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole scene where they're like, I think they kiss out on the balcony, and somebody sees them, and it's like, oh, that's definitely Alexander
But can we just talk about the fact this dude who's undercover was sitting in a gondola in open water at night?
I feel like some people would do that.
No.
Remember?
Who would just be sitting in a gondola in the middle of the night?
All right, hear me out. Remember when we watched Before Sunrise?
Yeah.
And they're walking around late at night. This is in Vienna, mind you.
Yeah.
And they're walking by the water.
Yeah.
And they find a literal poet like on this dock who's just chilling, and he's like, let me write a poem about the two of you. And they're like, okay. And he like writes a whole poem.
Okay, but this is real
and
life.
that dude was just chilling.
That's weird as well.
They're both movies.
I mean, sorry. I said
and
this is real
Before
life.
Sunrise is supposed to be more like real life. It's literally written to feel real.
That's what I'm saying. It's weird in both movies. It's so strange.
Whatever.
Well, this dude is clearly not a poet. He's like spying.
He's obviously spying. I mean, Angelina Jolie, obviously, she knows that she does. He's a spy. So she kisses Frank. And now people are like, "Ooh, yeah, that's for sure. That's Alexander Pierce." And if you're wondering, okay, I forgot to clarify this. Why would people be confused if they know who Alexander Pierce is, but like Johnny Depp is like some other guy named Frank?
Well, they said no because they
we just haven't told the listener yet that they're like, oh, he's gotten facial reconstruction surgery. Easy.
It sounds so ridiculous.
Because it is.
It is, but like still.
That's he's gotten facial reconstruction surgery.
I gotta say though, the first time I saw this, I was like, oh, okay.
So they're like,
I didn't think twice about it.
So they're like, oh, like, is it Pierce? Do we think it's Pierce? And Paul Bettany's like, I think everybody's Pierce.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so like,
it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
So it's like, and there's like a whole other guy that we're supposed to think is actually Pierce. I'm getting ahead of myself. So, at this point we're like, yeah, Johnny Depp's not Pierce. He's Frank, the Wisconsin.
He's Frank,
math teacher. The math teacher from Wisconsin. So he's just like an innocent guy, and she kisses him, and now they're like, oh, that's for sure Alexander Pierce, and it's like, what?
And you're like, oh no,
poor Frank. They're after Frank,
yeah.
And he actually is innocent. And like the people who should be going after, or the people who were going after him, are like informed, like, oh, let's not go after him. But then it's like genuinely bad people are now going after him. What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Oh wow. Okay. I have literally no notes here. Okay. I actually don't really remember where the movie really goes from here, other than basically it all culminates in this like scene where the gangster has, oh gosh, they find Alexander Pierce's like house in Venice, I guess, and there's a safe, and Angelina Jolie is with the gangster. The gangster's like, where's Pierce? She's like, I don't know. And he's like, where's the safe? And she's like, I don't know. And Paul Bettany has, his whole, he's got cameras on them. Oh yeah, because he's got like a whole sniper team waiting to take them out.
I think you need to go back a little bit because the reason why. So basically, we find out before this happens, Angelina Jolie is actually also one of these secret agents. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I meant to get to that. All right. Yeah. Angelina Jolie, turns out she's a secret agent.
Yeah. But she fell in love with Pierce and they suspended her.
Yeah. Because she was supposed to go undercover and like, you know, get to know Pierce.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's been suspended because she got in too deep.
Yeah. She falls in love with every man.
Yeah.
Is what they say.
There's a whole part in the middle of the movie where the gangsters are like trying to get Frank, and you know, she gets him free, and then she basically like drops him off and is like, literally leave.
She's like, go away.
Yeah.
Or else
She's
you'll
like,
get hurt.
Literally like, here's all that you need. Here's a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Literally get on a plane. Get out of here. And Frank's like, I love you. I'm like, what? You literally just met her.
Yeah. Like a day ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
It only happens in like 2 days.
Yes, this is a 2-day movie. So I mean, he ends up sticking around. He like buys a whole suit and like finds her at this like gala event that she's like, you know, doing undercover stuff at.
Yeah. Well, Pierce had invited her to this. It was like, meet me at this.
There you go.
Gala or whatever.
And Paul Bettany's got security detail on this gala event because he's like, Pierce is gonna be there. Yeah. And you know, Johnny Depp shows up and she's like, Frank, what are you doing here? And they like have a dance, and it's like, okay. Then after that, stuff happens. It culminates in Paul Bettany's got snipers on Alexander Pierce's house. He's got Johnny Depp, Frank, tied up behind him. So he's like, you sit here, you stay here, I'll handle this. And I'm doing a terrible job at that accent. But yes, they got snipers. Angelina Jolie is with the gangster and his henchmen. He's like, where's the safe? She's like, I don't know. And Frank is literally telling Paul Bettany, like, they're going to kill her. We got to do something. Literally do anything. You have enough reason to do it. And literally everybody around Paul Bettany's like, yeah. Like, this is
we
unsafe.
need to end this. Yeah, to save
like,
her.
let's do some sniping. And
some sniping.
Yeah, now there's a soundbite out there of me saying that. Let's do some sniping.
Oh no.
Weird. Anyway, so
basically Paul Bettany is like, no, because Pierce will show up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, he's like, no, I can't because Pierce is going to show up. He's going to save her.
Yeah.
He won't let her die.
Yeah.
This is my chance to make sure that Pierce is going to show up, and he's not showing up. And it's like, and Frank's like, no, I got to go save her. And so he like gets out of his handcuffs. Who knows how. He goes into the room and he
used a paperclip to get out of the handcuffs.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. He used a paperclip. And then he goes to the room and he tells the gangster, like, hey, I'm Alexander Pierce. And the guy's like, literally, no, you're not. And Angelina Jolie's like, Frank, what the heck? Like, this is pathetic. Stop. And he's like, no, like, I am Alexander Pierce. And the gangster guy's like, literally, his face looked different. And he's like, I got facial reconstruction surgery. He's like, literally, the way you talk is different. He's like, I've done a really good job on my accent. And the guy's like, literally, your hairline is different. He's like, facial reconstruction surgery is really good. And it's like, he's just not buying it. Frank's like, like, trying his best. And eventually, like, Timothy Dalton shows up because, you know, things are getting a little hairy. They're literally going to kill Frank and Angelina Jolie. Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie. And Timothy Dalton shows up and he's literally like, Paul Bettany, like, get out of here. And he goes on to comms and he tells the snipers, like, literally take the shot.
Yeah.
They take the shot. They take out all the bad people. And it's like, whoa. And then, and also, like, there was a safe. They found the safe. At this point, like, they had found the safe.
Angelina Jolie knew where it was.
Angelina Jolie.
Well, I think she kind of figured it out.
She figured out where it was.
She had like a necklace that matched the
emblem
safe.
On the wall. Yeah. So she figured it out, and then at this point, the gangster guy's like, "Oh, type in the code. And she's like, I literally don't know the code. And that's when this whole thing of like, oh, like take a, oh, sorry.
I feel like it's going to wiggle the audio.
Oh, that's my bad. That's, yeah, this whole point where they're like, oh, literally take the shot. And Paul Bettany's like, no. Anyway, Timothy Dalton comes in, says, take the shot. They take the shot. They take out all the bad people. And then Frank types in the code perfectly. It is a very long code. So just to really hammer in the point, like, how does he know that code? And she's like, wait. And he's like, hey, baby, it's me, Alexander Pierce.
It's me, Pierce, baby.
Yeah. And so it turns out he is Alexander Pierce.
The whole time.
Which makes no sense. I'm sorry. Like, it really makes no sense.
Wait, I just want to say, you were watching this movie, and this random character I had not remembered was even in this movie. You were like, that's Pierce. That's him.
Because the movie, the whole time, there's this guy delivering messages and kind of like, you know, being quick about it. And he's an actor who's in other things.
The whole time you're like, he's Pierce, and I'm just dying laughing because I'm like, he is not Pierce.
And I'm like, no, he's in other stuff. Like, that has to be him. He's like important enough to like play this small side character. Anyway,
but like, also we only see him like a good two times. So I'm like, why do you think he's Pierce when he barely shows up? Like, that would be dumb.
No, like the writers are intentionally trying to get the viewer that doesn't know any better to think that that is actually Pierce.
But if yes, but like at the same time, I feel like it's not well done because he's in it so little that if they were to reveal he was Pierce, it'd be like, who even is he?
Well, no, like it wouldn't have actually been satisfying if that guy was. But then it's like, oh, it turns out Johnny Depp is. But then from a writing standpoint, the whole movie just like falls apart because it's like, wait a minute, like that. None of this makes sense. So again, remember,
it does because he got face reconstruction.
Oh my god, yeah, he got facial reconstruction surgery for $20 million. That's what they say in the movie. Like, wow, $20 million, and that's the best you can do.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sure. But back to my earlier point about how the world is her oyster. She can pick literally anybody on this train to fool them into thinking that it's Alexander Pierce, and she's happens to pick the guy who's had his face reconstructed who actually is Pierce.
Well,
no.
Maybe.
Like, no way.
Maybe he had it all set up.
Oh my gosh. Like,
how?
Like Nerve? Like Nerve with the book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he was like, I know she's going to take me.
He was reading a spy novel.
He's like, there's something about me she can't resist, so I know she'll pick me.
No, it is such a leap. It's like literally there's a whole scene where they're like in their hotel room and he's like fantasizing about like, oh, like could I kiss her? That would be really cool. And we're viewing that from like this is just some guy, and to now have to go back and be like, no, that actually is Alexander Pierce.
That's the beauty of it.
Stupid. I'm sorry. It's so dumb.
I recognize. I did not choose this movie because I thought it was a good movie.
No, I know.
I chose this movie because it's funny. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
I enjoy picking apart why things make no sense.
Yeah. No, I get it.
In movies.
I get it.
So. Yeah. What the heck? Anyway, yeah. They go off. Paul Bettany tracks down the guy that they think is Pierce, that we as audience think is
that
Pierce.
You thought was Pierce.
I thought was Pierce. And he's like, wait, you're not Pierce? And the guy's like, yeah, I've just been sending these texts.
He's like, I just get money to do these things. I don't question it.
Yeah. And so then he realizes like, oh no, Frank was Pierce, and like they sail off into the sunset.
Well, he goes to his boss because he's like, no, that was Pierce. We need to go get him. And the boss, but in the basically Johnny Depp leaves a check for how much money he stole from the gangsters in the safe. And so the boss is like, he paid us back. Yeah. And also the money was stolen from a gangsters, and the gangsters like now dead. So like, we don't care. Let's let him live his life.
Yeah. He's like, we're good.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the movie. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. They live happily ever after.
Yeah, so silly, fun movie. I mean, I remember when this movie came out, and it's not Yeah, movies like this just like can't come out in the theater anymore. You know, like that just people wouldn't go see it. And I'm not sure people really went and saw it much then, but like this very much exists. I mean, it was on Hulu, and like nowadays, a movie like this would be released on like Hulu, and that would be it. Like it wouldn't, or Netflix.
Yeah, and I feel like this movie was towards like the lull of Angelina Jolie's. Oh, I think it's the.
Oh, it's the trash guy. Yeah.
No, it's not the trash. It's I think the paper towels fell in the.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry.
We were like,
weird.
What
noise
is that?
Right
I feel like this was like towards like the lull of Angelina Jolie's career, because it's like, you know, after her big
same with
things.
Johnny Depp, honestly.
Yeah. And so, but I think did a few pirates come out? Oh, it's out. Is that the trash?
What is that?
I think it's just the trash because we have that like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, is there a mouse? Like, what's going on?
I hope not.
That's scary.
Scary.
Yeah. Something in there just like fell over.
Yeah. No,
but it was like falling slowly and like.
Okay. I think we're good. If it is a mouse, we are going to freak out.
I'm going to scream. I don't think it's a mouse. I literally cleaned this apartment like head to toe today.
Okay. Sorry about that.
But yeah,
we're gonna leave that in.
Did any Pirates movies come out after this?
Yeah,
that he
Pirates.
Was in?
Yeah, all of them.
He's in all of them.
He's in all of them.
It's Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley. That's not in all of them.
Yeah, Pirates 4 and Pirates 5 came out after this movie,
but they weren't like the best.
And guess
Pirates.
what? Those are the only 2 Pirates movies I haven't seen.
What's Pirates 4? Is that
sorry. It's the one with Blackbeard and Penelope Cruz is in it.
Oh, yeah, those are the ones too.
Is that Dead Men Tell No Tales?
I don't know.
I think that's the 5th one.
I don't know. Anyway.
Well, he said in court that if Disney he did. If Disney handed him like $1 bazillion, just, you know, a blank check, would he act in the Pirates movies again? He's like, nope.
I mean, fair. So. He's already done them. But anyway, yeah, I feel like this like came towards the end of their high points. Yeah. And so, you know, it's not the best movie. Yeah. Not a terrible movie to end on, but
yeah, no, I mean, it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Fun to do a podcast episode on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do love, I love Angelina Jolie because I don't know, I feel like she came out the bat with like just strong roles. Like she came out the bat in her career with just these like super cool female roles where she's like either kicking butt or she's like doing some interesting spy stuff. I feel like a lot of her movies are like spy things or like I don't know, or just like Wanted. Complex roles. Like the role that she played, Gia, was that was an interesting movie. She's What's like she's like a model, but then I think she like gets into drugs and then it like follows that. But
yeah, no, I mean she is a very good actress.
Yeah,
if I recall correctly.
I love so much of her work. Even though kind of towards the end they all start to kind of seem the same.
Yeah.
Like you have like Salt, which I love Salt.
I actually strongly don't care for Salt.
I just like I think
very
it's not,
strong not caring.
I think it's not the stories that I like. It's just I just like seeing her kick butt. Like I just love like
I mean that's
like all the Tomb Raider movies.
It's literally a selling point. Actually, so I think that's kind of the thing about this movie for like why people maybe didn't like it so much because there's really not like this is not an action movie.
Yeah. Aside from him like running through the city.
This is like I don't even know what genre I would put this movie in.
It's like to me, it's like a Catch Me If You Can kind of movie. Like it's like
okay,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's not like really action, but it's like
it's not action.
Can we
it's not
catch
comedy.
This person? Yeah.
It's not romance. It's literally it's not strongly into any of those genres. Like it doesn't lean into any of them.
Yeah.
It's just like a
Catch Me.
It's a goose chase movie, which. Okay, yeah, you heard it here first.
Yeah. I don't know why I enjoy this movie. I think it's just fun. Yeah,
it's just so light.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's a light movie that's like you don't take it too seriously. It's yeah, like we said, entertaining and just like fun to discuss.
I'm super curious to now check IMDb and see what genres it's been listed as.
Yeah, maybe thriller? No?
Sure. It's just like, for any particular genre that you could identify this movie with, there is a pantheon of better movies in that genre.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But I still recommend watching it.
But like, that's the thing. Like, she was doing Salt, she was doing Wanted, she did Tomb Raider, all these cool
Mr.
like
and Mrs. Smith, literally in my
these
top 10 favorite movies of all time.
All these cool Angelina Jolie kicking butt movies, and then there's this, and it's like it's like Angelina Jolie light.
But she's older in this movie, like I wouldn't expect her at this age that she is in this movie to be doing more of the
She just
Salt
did
and stuff.
Eternals with Marvel. A lot of action in that movie.
That's true. Well, I mean, her character, did she really face
this movie
action?
came out 12 years ago.
She
drove a boat. There was like a chase scene with boats in this movie.
I know. I'm saying in the Eternals, was she really doing that much action? Because like,
she was the spear lady.
Yeah, but then she was dealing with the whole mental.
She was doing the whole. That's true. She did have like a whole mental health thing, but she was literally like the fighter person.
True.
That was like literally her whole power was that she was like good at fighting. So yeah,
fair. But I mean, I guess I'm thinking of like the movies that came after this that she did. They're much more slower, like more drama. Yeah. I tried to watch that. I could not get through it. I was so bored.
I thought it was. No, I never finished it. But what I did see was interesting. I would go back and watch it. Let's put it that way. Yeah.
I would not. But I mean, let me check myself. You can do whatever you want at any age, and you can be powerful, and you can be strong, and you can like do all the action. Yeah. And so I take back what I said. But I guess what I was trying to say is just like she slowed down, or she like started to take on different roles once she reached that point in her career.
I would say she like genuinely just slowed down.
Yeah.
I honestly, like the last 10 years, I think both of them just really slowed down.
But there were other circumstances that I feel like were responsible for them slowing down.
Sure, yeah. I mean, there's controversy surrounding both of their last relationships in the media right now. So, I don't really have anything to say about that. But I don't know. It's interesting watching these like titans of acting who are like in these movies. Yeah. And like the people who are like, they like fizzle out, or they're like super popular and then suddenly they're just like nowhere.
Yeah.
And then the ones that also do just stick around and are consistent.
Yeah. But I love the age that we're at, because I feel like we have experienced movie stars.
Yeah.
And we're seeing now the movie stars that we love kind of fizzle out, and now we're seeing a new generation of like actors. But I wouldn't classify this new there's no one in the new generation of actors thus far that I'm like, that's a movie. Well, it depends on how you define movie star, but if we're going based on like,
The Rock is a movie star.
You consider The Rock a movie star?
Yes, you are considered a movie star if you could be the only person on the poster and they know people are going to go see the movie. Rampage, you San Andreas.
Okay. Ooh, this is an interesting conversation. So for you,
Skyscraper.
They are all terrible movies.
And people went and saw them because The Rock was in it.
Yeah. I love The Rock. Don't get me wrong. I love The Rock. I
love The Rock too.
Yeah, I got to see him in person at like a showing of Fighting with My Family, which was like my introduction to Florence Pugh. Yeah. I think it was everyone's introduction to Florence Pugh. Was that her first big movie, maybe?
My intro
blockbuster movie
for her, I didn't see that movie. First time I saw her was in Midsommar.
Okay, so that was way after Fighting with My Family then.
It was like a year or two.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, this was like, I don't know. I feel like Florence Pugh was so different in Fighting with My Family than she is in like her roles now. But anyway, no, I love The Rock, but I'm interested. So like, how you classify a movie star is someone who's like extremely marketable.
Yes.
Okay.
100%. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Van Damme, Stallone.
Yeah. But I feel like
those are like the OGs.
For me, it's not just like marketability. It's like you have to be marketable, but also like a good actor who's produced good things.
For sure. But I think so. Okay, I think the difference between like, you know, Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans and like the difference between those guys who like you could say could sell a movie on their own. The difference between them and then like The Rock and his movie star status is that like he is not the best actor. You just really like The Rock. So it's like, yeah, put him in movies. You know? Like,
Yeah.
I would say Chris Evans and Ryan Gosling are phenomenal actors. But
Okay.
like, but they're also not, I mean, they could maybe sell a movie on their own, but you're not going to see them do that. They're always going to have like other people in it with them. Or,
Wait. I don't agree with that.
No? Yeah?
I think Chris Evans for sure. I don't particularly think Chris Evans is like a phenomenal actor.
Oh yeah, okay. Fair enough.
However,
Yeah.
I do think Ryan Gosling is a phenomenal actor, and I do think at least there was a period where people worshiped that man. He could.
I mean,
you didn't need. It didn't.
I
care.
love Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, it
He's
didn't care
fantastic.
who was in. I think The Notebook really hit it for him.
Yeah.
Where you didn't care who else is in the movie, you would go see it because it has Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
And also, I think like with movie stars too, there's like an appeal thing. Like there's also like a sex appeal, I hate to say, to it. Like
Sure,
it's like,
yeah.
you know, that like your Leonardo DiCaprio's, your
Oh, okay, yeah.
you know, your like Matt Damon's and all that kind of stuff where it's like, and Johnny Depp.
I guess-
Johnny Depp was like a movie star.
Yeah, I guess just like I guess The Rock would be more like an action hero star. Like that, like he's like Arnold Schwarzenegger, not the best actor. Stallone, not the best actor. Van Damme, Bruce Willis, not the best actors. But they were action hero stars. If they were in a movie and there was action in it, boom, people are going to go see that. And I think The Rock is probably one of the only actors that, like, the only action hero movie stars that still exists that is, like, still doing that, where it's like, yeah, people are going to go see that action movie because The Rock's face is on the poster. And Black Adam is, like... So I'm so enamored by Black Adam. I think it's so interesting because The Rock has been waiting to do this role, and it's like, ooh, The Rock finally being in like a superhero movie. And like I've read comics with Black Adam, really interesting character, lot that they could do there. And then I'm so like for years I'm like stoked, like yeah, The Rock is gonna be perfect for Black Adam. And then I see these trailers and he's like, my son was sacrificed so that I could have powers. And I'm like, oh my God, he's actually such a bad actor, you know? Like, I mean, like I love The Rock, you know? Like, I'm gonna go see that movie. It looks fun, but he looks in that movie like it's so weird. There's like a gravitas that's missing for me.
Yeah,
he's too mumble growly. He needs to be more like outwardly angry, and he's super like, well,
like it seems scripted.
Oh yeah. He's reading his lines. He's
Yeah.
not like, it's not coming from the heart. It's not coming from his chest. Like,
Yeah.
He's just like, people are dumb. Boom. Like,
Yeah.
it's anyway.
So
I'm not stoked on that movie, but I'm gonna see it.
Yeah, I feel like kind of like going back to the whole movie star thing. For me, what makes a movie star, in my own opinion, of course, this is going to be subjective to anybody, but for me, a movie star is someone who is very marketable. What?
Oh, sorry, I was gonna say Tom Cruise.
I give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that one. I feel like a movie star is someone who's very marketable, very, for the most part, popular amongst majority.
Yeah.
Which goes into like the marketability. I think it's someone with sex appeal, if I'm gonna be honest.
Sure.
But I also think too, what makes a movie star, because I feel like what produces movie stars is media, like publicity, that sort of thing. And I feel like the essence of a movie star is when you have someone that's like in a bunch of stuff, they're really good at what they do, and there's this like mysteriousness to them. It makes people interested in who they are as a person.
Sure.
And so then there's a lot of talk about them. Like there's a lot.
I don't know about the mysteriousness.
Well,
can you give me an example?
Like for example, Johnny Depp. We're like, he's a very like kind of mysterious.
He's an enigma.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like we don't know too much about his life, and he's not very public about his life.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
aside
true.
from now with this whole court thing, but
yeah,
he wasn't very public
now we know
about
everything about his life.
He had like the Viper Room, and like he was just like a cool, like you just wanted to know
Yeah.
more about
Yeah,
him. Like,
yeah.
you were so eager to get
Yeah.
information, or like even like Leonardo DiCaprio, where like he's just this like really attractive like actor who's really good at what he does, but we don't really know anything about his life. I mean. Now we probably know too much about his life.
If you asked me, you could have asked me this 5 years ago, and
Yeah.
I would have told you Leonardo DiCaprio. His two things are he cares a lot about the environment, or at least his PR people do, and he only dates women
but this is
who are models and under the age of 25.
This is current day. Yes, I'm talking about
no, like even 5 years
prime.
ago, even
in the 90s,
even in his
90s,
prime.
early 2000s. When he was like young,
Yes.
when he was himself, just in his 20s, like
yeah, I mean, you know,
we have a different perception of him now because like of what we know now.
Okay, yeah, sure. Throughout the 2010s, yeah, okay, I've had the same perception of Leonardo DiCaprio for the last, all of that time.
Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Or like women, like Angelina Jolie, where
Okay.
Angelina Jolie was such like a bombshell. She was
Yeah.
doing these really great roles. She was
Yeah.
an amazing actor, and we knew nothing about her.
Yeah.
We just like knew a little bit about like her and Brad Pitt, which
Yeah.
Brad Pitt's another movie star that
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like we know little about. And it's just like this draw that they have.
Yeah.
That to me is like the essence of a movie star, when they have this like draw. And we just want to know more about them. We want to see them and everything. Like we just like really enjoy them and the art that they produce.
Scarlett Johansson. What do you think?
Um,
She did Lucy. She did Ghost in the Shell. She did.
yeah, I could
Things.
see. I could.
She did other stuff, right? Yeah, she did Black Widow.
Yeah, I could see why people would say she's a movie star. To me, she doesn't have that sort of appeal, but I could see why people would be like, "That's a movie star," and I do think she's a great actress. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't have that same like draw to her. Like I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care to seek out what Scarlett Johansson is like as like a person.
Yeah. Very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no shade towards Scarlett. She seems like a very
She
sweet
seems really
human
nice.
being.
Yeah.
Just not.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. There's no mystique.
Exactly.
there.
Yeah. It's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like a movie star just has this pull where you're like, I want to know more about them. I need to know.
We should call
what they're
this.
like.
We should call this episode like Saiki K, The Tourist, and what makes a movie star.
Honestly. Because I find it so interesting. And like, there's like a whole, I'm not even the only person who's been thinking about this, because I know there's
Sure,
articles
yeah.
that's like, do we even have movie stars anymore? Do movie
Yeah,
stars
The Rock.
exist? I do
The
not
Rock and
consider
Tom
The Rock
Cruise, for me, those are the two last, like, they will get butts
talking-
in the seats at the theater, specifically at the theater. Neither one of those two, especially with all this COVID stuff, like, neither The Rock nor Tom Cruise is going to release a movie directly to streaming. It's always going to be in the theater.
I do not consider The Rock a movie star. Tom Cruise, I'll give you that, but Tom Cruise has been around since the like 90s and stuff
the
too.
80s.
He's been around, before then.
Yeah.
So he's been around for a long time. So like his movie star status has just like, it started then.
Yeah.
And now it's just his legacy.
Yeah.
The Rock is a newer person. I don't consider him a movie star. However, the only actor / actress in today's generation that
You would?
that
Okay.
I believe will get the legacy of a movie star.
Ben Diesel.
No.
He wants to sell
Does
movie
he?
tickets. He tries.
I feel like at this point he's just doing it for fun. Like he's
Yeah.
like, this is just what I do for fun.
Like people think like he'll get some people. Anyway, sorry. What were you gonna say?
Anyway, the only person who I think in this newer generation of actors and actresses that are young, just kind of starting out. What?
Sorry. Go on.
I think Florence Pugh can get the title of movie star after a few more years and carry that legacy as a movie star, because Florence Pugh is such a phenomenal
I don't know if she'll be
actress.
no, she's a phenomenal actress. I'll give you that. I can see her getting to like Jennifer Lawrence levels, you know?
No, she surpasses Jennifer Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence is okay.
No. Okay, I'm saying okay. I can see her getting to Jennifer Lawrence levels and then staying there, because I don't think Jennifer Lawrence has done a good job at like staying. Well, it's not that she's trying to. She just like, you know, she came and went, and she pops back up every now and again. And you know, Jennifer Lawrence is a great actress. But Florence Pugh, I'm sure like she'll get up there and then she'll like stay there. But I don't. Well, yeah, maybe in like 5 years.
I think Florence Pugh's talent surpasses Jennifer Lawrence.
I know. I agree. I agree.
But yeah, I think. Sorry, excuse me. I think she's a phenomenal actress. I think people have a genuine interest in who she is and like want to know more about her. And just I
don't know anything about her.
Well, especially with this like "Don't Worry, Darling" drama, the tea.
Oh, yeah.
But
I've not been following all that.
Even before then, I don't know. I feel like people just really enjoy her and really want to see more of her, and so yeah, I don't know.
My idea of like the litmus test for a movie star, is if I showed a picture of them to my mom, would she know who they are? And I'm not 100% sure that Florence Pugh,
but I don't think
at least she's not there right now.
I don't think that can be your test, because we're in a new generation, and so
that's
like,
true. My mom is getting older.
Like, so, you know, none of our parents are gonna like know these people because they're not engaging with them in the way that we are.
Okay, if I went up to my boss and I said, "Do you know who Jennifer Lawrence is?" and he says yes, and I'm like, okay.
Because
Scarlett
Jennifer Lawrence has been
Johansson,
around for
Angelina
a really
Jolie.
long time.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying new generation of like people our age and younger who are now following these people. Who's going to be a movie star to us years down the road. Okay. I think that is Florence Pugh. I think Timothée Chalamet might fall in there. I think Timothée Chalamet is like
Zendaya,
the generation of maybe Zendaya. I think Timothée Chalamet is like the generation's Brad Pitt, or like Matt Damon, or whatever you want to consider him.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio. The Leonardo DiCaprio of our generation.
Yeah. So I think your top tier actors 10 years from now, when we're like, oh, these actors were the actors. Okay. It's your Florence Pugh, your Timothée Chalamet, maybe Zendaya.
I really don't mean to throw any shade towards Florence Pugh, because I think she is awesome.
She's
like
fantastic.
I love it when she's in things. I want to see her in more things.
Yeah, I think she's probably my favorite actor of this new generation of actors and actresses.
Yeah, she's definitely probably my favorite actress like right now. She's like the most reliably good in everything that she's in.
Yes.
I guess I just got to wait and see, and maybe I
gotta see 20 years or not, 10, 20 years from now.
Yeah.
She'll be old.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anyway,
I think this was good.
Yeah.
We talked quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I say we do our assignments and we wrap it up.
Yeah. So, do we already say that Dante's going to be joining us next week?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to join us for the podcast. That'll be interesting. It'll be
the
first time doing that. We might have to share mics. So that'll also be interesting. So
I was like, "Who's Mike?" When you meant that.
Yes, the microphones.
Yes, my bad.
Yeah, but we'll work with it. Whatever. It's it's a podcast. We're having fun.
All right, let's assign because I gotta pee.
Oh, okay.
I'll assign first.
Okay.
So I'm giving you a movie. I'm really excited about it because this was a movie I loved when I was younger. And it's Stick It.
I have seen that movie.
What? No! I was so excited for this.
With Jeff Bridges is in that movie too, right?
Is he the coach? It's the gymnastics movie. Gosh, I could have sworn you said you've never seen it.
Yep.
I'm not prepared for an alternate. Wait, I might be.
She gets marked off points because they can see her bra strap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom. Seen it.
Oh man. Okay. Let me.
I watched it at a hangout in 7th grade.
Let me see if I had an alternate. I don't even think I did. You go ahead then.
Okay. Well, mine is. I'm honestly glad we're not doing Stick It because I've chosen I've chosen a movie it's been on my list.
Yeah.
And I was never sure when would be the appropriate time to assign it to you because it is like a dark movie.
A dark movie. Okay.
But because Dante's coming next week and he's going to be on the podcast, and I know he hasn't seen this movie, and I know he does enjoy dark movies, I'm like, this actually might be the perfect opportunity to actually give it to you. So we'll see how this goes. I might be making a huge mistake here, but I'm assigning you Old Boy. It's a Korean movie. It got remade by Spike Lee, like an American version. What that version was not good.
Poor Spike Lee.
Yeah, Spike Lee. Sometimes he makes like the best movies, and sometimes he makes the absolutely worst movies. Wow. Yeah. Anyway. So yes, it was originally a Korean movie. Came out in 2003. Very good movie, but let's just say I got my mom to watch it one time, and she like hated me after. So.
Got you.
So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Okay, I've chosen another movie. It's a bit risque, and Dante does not have to watch it with us if he doesn't want to.
No, we're gonna make him watch it. Well, he can watch it on his own time. Well, yeah.
All right. I'm gonna assign you 50 Shades of Grey because you've never seen it.
Yeah, that'll work.
Honestly, it's pretty tame.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No, I have not seen it.
Yeah. So.
Okay. No, this will be good.
Dante's gonna watch it with us.
Well, yeah, we'll check in on that, but
yeah.
Okay, yeah. I think this is a good combo. I think this works. I think this works pretty well, actually. It's weird, but I think it'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
All right.
Yeah, so that's what we
Old
got.
Boy and 50 Shades of Grey.
Yep. Fun.
I think we're gonna be starting with 50 Shades of Grey. Oh, that'll be perfect. Oh, it's gonna. It's gonna be good stuff next week. All right. See you then.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye. And the pee so bad.